Ladies and gents, hello and welcome. My name, of course, is Orbital Potato. This is Evil Bank Manager. And just as we head into the next turn, it just so happens that there will be, next turn, a round of IMF trades. Now, I still have literally no idea what this actually does in the context of anything. I don't know if it gives you money. I don't know if it's just a number that you have. But I want some. I want to try and save up a little bit, see if we can try and get a little bit of IMF money. We are also at war with England at the moment. We are, of course, helping Ireland out in the conflict, and we're gonna do it. We're absolutely gonna sell them more weapons. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, boom. Boom, boom. Also, we're going to go to espionage and improve our relationship with pretty much everyone. We're pretty much neutral across the board. But I think that we could honestly do a little bit better than neutrality. Cool. And then let's sell some weapons. And when we sell these weapons, I do believe that that is going to make Ireland the victor. Unless, of course, someone wants to invest in England. Unless a bank wants to invest in England. And it does happen, you know. It does occasionally happen that a bank decides to invest. But for the most part, they mostly don't. We've got 24 grand in the bank. Do we want to sell off something in order to perhaps try and raise a little bit more cash? Something that did occur at the end of the very last episode. We are at the maximum number of objects, as they call this. I would class it as property, I guess. We're at the maximum amount of property that we can hold for anything here. So it's probably worth us selling off purely the stuff that is worth the least. So, you know, we've got a furniture place, which is not worth very much. We've got a fur farm, which we can't sell off, which is not worth very much. And then we've got a highland pasture. Well, I think it's probably worth us maybe selling off a fur farm. I don't want to sell off... Well, I would like to sell off this one, but unfortunately I can't. I don't want to sell off the furniture shop because I talked a little bit in the last episode about how we're trying to divest our portfolio and make it so that we've got a whole bunch of different income sources. So that's something that we're trying to keep in mind. So with that in mind, I think that we'll probably sell off this fur-bearing farm. Yeah, that leaves us with 28 grand in the bank going into the next turn. No real idea, honestly, what the price of these IMF shares is going to be, but I'm hopeful that it's going to be big money. Also, something that we have sort of been neglecting a little bit recently. I do want to start giving out loans, but not this turn because, of course, we're going to have to deal with the IMF thing next turn. But either way, this is a great way to make money. It's just like pure money. I mean, if, for example, 9,000 gold, 1% of 9,000 is 90. 6 times 9 is 54. We get 540 gold for doing nothing, right? Basically, there is zero risk of non-repayment. So basically, just get 500 gold for doing absolutely diddly squat. So let's go to the next turn. Let's see what we got. 28 grand is what we got. I don't think we're going to get it, honestly. 54,000, and that's Iron Bank. I try every single time. Every single time that we have the opportunity to do it, I'm going to continue to try. But unfortunately, it just doesn't look like it is possible. We sold off the fur farm, which frees up a little bit of investment in France, so that's quite nice. Topaz, gold. Probably I want to sink it all into topaz. I'm just sort of trying to look at the most valuable thing here and buy it. That's pretty much what we're after. Resources, yep, first and foremost, we need to sell our weapons to Ireland, not because I really want to support them in the war effort, which of course I do. I do actually want to support Ireland in the war effort. That's quite a good thing to do. However, I just get more money. You just get more money selling to countries when they're in the middle of a war, which is really, really nice. Now we can... Oh, hold on. Probably worth us selling all of our stuff first. Then we can go to guards. and then we can give out a loan. We want to try and maximize our profit per move. I also want to make sure that we just give out our cash for one move. Ideally, one move is the most profitable, or not the most profitable, but it's good because it means that our money isn't tied up for very long. So I'll give out one loan. I'm pretty certain that we can only have one loan, or we can have, well, technically we can have as many loans up to the point of 9,000 or 10,200. So theoretically, we should be able to take out another loan. I don't really know why that's not allowing me to do that. But anyway, it doesn't particularly matter. Let's move to the next turn. Man, oh man, oh man. This is really, really good. I am climbing the ranks fast. I am gaining on Berkeley's like there is no tomorrow. We're active in 10 regions now. Is Ireland still at war? I think Ireland is still technically at war, but only for one more turn. So that's quite nice. I feel that we should also probably try and invest in another country. It would be quite nice to try and get ourselves somewhere else. Of course, we're not going to invest in a big country. We are, of course, just going to invest in a small country. Also, ideally, I want to invest in a country that is already at war, right? Ideally, I want to do that. It needs to be a country that is a single state, because if it's not a single state, then we just literally cannot afford to invest in it. So, for example, the war between Lithuania and Russia. Interesting to note that it seems that this guy has actually got investments from. Is that a bunch of countries? I think that's a bunch of countries rather than a bunch of banks. No, it just costs such a large amount in order to get in there. Should we see if we can invest in Lorraine? I think we want to invest in Lorraine, you know? Either Lorraine or the Palatinate. Or the Western Lower Rhine. Oh no, apparently that's... Oh no, that's Austria. I can't click on this chap, apparently. There we go. Yeah, so any one of these would be great. I think we should probably go for Lorraine. He's surrounded by a bunch of big dudes, and we could definitely invest. I imagine that if France or Nevers or Russia or anyone goes to war, like for example, in this Poland war, I know that there are a couple of people investing. I imagine that the bigger the war, the more likely the bank is to get involved. I just guess, because I mean, there's a lot of money for these banks to be making, but they're missing out on it. So anyway, let's go about organizing that so that we can get some cash. First of all, of course, though, the absolutely essential thing to do is make the most of the fact that we are at war and get a bloomin' good deal on swords. There we go. And then we will go to the exchange and just sell off literally everything. As I sort of talked a little bit about in the last episode, want to make sure that I can just click that sell all button, and the best way to do that is to, you know, simply make it so that I don't have to care about what I've got in my portfolio. We can just sell off absolutely everything. Cool. Okay, let's go and invest in that country that I said I was going to invest in, which was Lorraine. Perfect. Open you up. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, we are now active in, let me have a look, five countries and 11 regions. Now, that is by far the most active. Every other person is just active in 2 countries. However, we are active in loads. And it's kind of nice that we've got, you know, a country pretty much everywhere. What is that? Southern, what on earth? First of all, it's not, it's completely different. Southern Schleswig-Holstein. What a logo as well. Like, what a flag. Not a logo. A country's logo is called a flag potato. Cool. Okay, we've invested in these guys. That's great. Can we go for a conference with them? Will that improve our relations? Sure. They give us respect. What does that mean? Sure, it means something, I guess. I probably shouldn't be so nonchalant about just going on a conference and spending all of our influence on that, because now we don't have any influence to improve with anyone else. However, we do have +2 respect with Lorraine, which is Nice, I guess, if that means anything. Either way, in the next turn, we're going to be investing heavily in Lorraine. Did we want to buy anything here? Not really. Buy a little house, I guess. Sure, we'll buy a house. Oh, we need to sell off somewhere, because otherwise we're going to go bankrupt horrifically. But that's okay, because I was going to sell off something anyway. Actually, maybe I didn't want to do that. Maybe I just immediately want to sell you off. Yeah, I'm going to sell you off. I think we actually, crazily enough, made a profit on that house, but turns out that we can't buy another item. Anyway, let's go to the next turn. Next turn, there will be a bunch of IMF trades. Fine, it is what it is. I'm resigning myself to the fact that I am not going to be able to invest in any of them unless I sell off literally all of my property. I've got no real particular desire to do that. Let's go and have a look and see if Ireland won the war. Oh my goodness, would you look at this? Our little bank is expanding. Our little bank is expanding. The whole world will be ours. Unfortunately, none of our other countries are going to war. Now, I believe that there is a way to make a country go to war. But I don't know how we can do that. Yeah, I do, actually. It's espionage. It's here. Declaration in attitude towards a particular country. Supposedly, we need to... What? Your influence is enough to provoke a military conflict with one of the neighbors. Hell yeah, dude. That is incredible. Okay, so you're telling me if we have a conference with Ireland, we can get Ireland to go to... We can get Ireland to go to war. Well, that is absolutely what we're going to do. We're going to hold off and we're going to go to war with Ireland repetitively. Or we're going to go to war with England repetitively. Okay. Yeah, because unfortunately we're not in any wars at the moment. That's fine. What we're going to do... Here's what we're going to do. We're going to stockpile a bunch of weapons. In fact, we can pretty much stockpile everything right now. IMF trades. Look, I'm not going to get it. I know I'm not going to get it. I'm not even going to bother. I could have got it. I wasn't paying attention. Is there any chance that I can load the autosave? Turn 60. What turn are we on now? 68. Okay, that is not happening. That is a real bummer. Oh my goodness. If I was just paying attention, I could now be sitting on a 7-point-something% share of the... potato. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Okay, that's a big mistake. That is a big mistake, and I'm not happy with it, but it is what it is. Anyway, we're going to try and force Ireland to go to war now. And by force, I mean... Force. We don't have enough influence. Minus 240 influence is not enough. What are you talking about? I've got loads of influence. Negotiation? Yeah, Ireland respects us now anyway. Revolt in a specific region. Purchased by a bank. Allows the purchase of a branch property of the competing bank. Interesting. We're not going to go to war at the moment because we can't afford it, but that's fine. Produce weapons. Yep, sure will. And then I'm going to sell off not all of my resources because I, of course, want to... I want to keep back the weapons, which I'm going to use to sell to Ireland. So it's almost like I'm making Ireland declare a war. Right, I'm making Ireland declare a war. Theoretically. And Ireland only has one neighbor. There we go. So has Ireland done it? Have they declared war? Did they even have a truce? Did they have a truce with Ireland? Either way, it's pretty good for us. So I'm presuming that that's going to occur next turn. Fine. Man, I am so annoyed at myself with that IMF nonsense. That's so stupid. Like, why would the... First of all, why would the AI not invest? That doesn't make sense. And secondly, why would they go so low? It also doesn't make sense. Nice opportunity for a cottage in the Himalayas. Unfortunately, I can only afford a house in Bahrain. It's fine. It's okay. It's going to be worth it. Next turn, it's going to be great. Woohoo! Would you look at that? Western Ireland Ireland in general has gone to war with England. Man, oh man, that must really suck to be England. Let's join. Before we do that, let's go and manufacture some of our weapons. I feel that this is really what is being... Currently, I'm not producing weapons. Did I not make... Do I not have any iron? Okay, fine. That doesn't particularly matter to me. I feel that this is what it feels like to be a truly, like, evil bank manager. So first of all, we're going to sell a bunch of weapons. And immediately, I do believe that that has taken... Not immediately. But it's taken Ireland pretty close. We're also going to invest, because of course we can. Give them that. Get an extra property. That's pretty horrific property, actually. And it's something that we should look at trying to sell off. Fine, it is what it is. It is what it is. Fur-bearing farm. I do actually want to sell this off. It'll free up a little bit of cash and also allows us to invest in Ireland again. But we'll have to do that next turn. Okay, fine. Cool. Next turn. Beautiful. Okay. Weapons. Do we not manufacture any weapons? I think the problem is that our iron mine is in France, in Brittany. But our iron mine is also in here. Do we not? Okay, I'm going to sell this off. I'm going to sell that off. But our iron mine, our big producing iron mine, which produces a heck of a lot of iron, is in Western Ireland, which of course is not usable at the moment. We can't, and nothing in Ireland is apparently usable, but that's fine. We will just have to buy another iron mine to compensate. None of these iron mines are particularly interesting, so instead I'm going to buy something that gives me saffron. Oh, I tell you what, 15,000 bucks for a house. Actually, I'm going to take this. I kind of like... Oh, actually, yeah, that's not great. Let me see if I can sell off some real estate. Or even, I think I could actually just upgrade my real estate. I can't upgrade my real estate. Man, that's irritating. Can I sell off a real estate building? We've got 6 out of 5. Yeah, I mean... Maybe we should just get something else, honestly. I'll just buy the saffron thing, honestly. It's not that big a difference. So we'll buy the saffron thing, the saffron production area. We'll buy that. Leaves us with a little bit of change to spare. We do actually need to get some iron because at the moment Ireland isn't really doing too hot, or at least it's not doing hot enough to beat England. Yeah, it's just really annoying that our iron mine ended up, or the region that actually ended up going to war was our iron production region. But what we actually can do, something to keep in mind, is that we can actually buy a bunch of iron. It's not going to be super profitable, but let's do it. Let's buy like 2,500 worth of iron, right? Roll with me on this. Buy 2,500 worth of iron. We'll turn it into a bunch of weapons. Perfect. And then we will immediately go and sell that to Ireland. And this way, we still lose money, I know. We lose about 700 bucks on that transaction. But this way, it means that we are guaranteed that Ireland will win, even if I forget about this conflict for the next however long. And it also means that we get that for 700 bucks, which is pretty good, actually, all things considered. Cool. We're just going to sell everything off. And is this potentially a good opportunity to offer out a loan? I think it is. I think it is indeed. Ah, I see. Okay, so there's a difference between the credits per move and then the total credits that we can have out at any one time. So over 2 or 3 turns, or however many turns, we can at maximum lend out 10,200 credits. However, on this turn, we can only give out 9,000. Fine. Well, let's just have a look for the highest profit per move. 5.9%. Yep, 5.9% it is. Sign me up. 5.9%. It's a pretty good deal. 2.5% chance of non-repayment. That really is the best that you can really hope for. Okay, good. I don't think there's anything that we really else. I don't think there's anything else that we really want to do with our money. Not at all. Not at the moment, actually. All right. Well, we're gonna call it there, ladies and gents. Thank you very, very much for watching. My name, of course, has been Orbital Potato. This has been Evil Bank Manager. I'll see you next time. Bye.